Thank you.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is Teddy Bear Stud. Back with another stud video for you here today. And I have some Rainbow Six Siege gameplay for you, and trust me, at the end of the game I wanted to kill myself, but I wanted to go ahead and show you the gameplay anyway, because it was actually a pretty intense game with some hilarious moments in it. Also had some really terrible. I also made some really stupid decisions in the game. A couple. Just want to let you know, never follow an enemy in Siege when you, like, if you get in a gunfight and the guy runs away, never follow him. And also, castle barricades do not go in. Should not go in certain places, because it doesn't help you, it helps the enemy. So those are the two things. I mean, you'll probably see what I mean throughout the gameplay when you watch. So I guess that is it. Let's get to the topic at hand. I thought for the video topic today that I'd probably talk about what I'm doing with my life. I don't know if I've gone into any detail about this before on any of my videos, but here we go. So it was around this time last year that I was already over 6 months out of school from graduation, and I was already on my second job, because I despise my first job. It's actually a little funny now that I think of it, but that's another video for another week, probably next week. I was on my second job, and I wasn't really too fond of this job either. And growing up in school, I didn't really know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I still didn't know last year at all. And I'm 100% sure now. I'm trying my hardest, which probably isn't that hard. I'm a lazy piece of garbage, but I'm making pretty good progress anyway, so I'm still confident. So pretty much it was cold outside, January, a lot colder than it is this year. This year's actually a pretty warm winter. Yeah, out in the about 3 o'clock in the morning, because I worked the night shift at this job. It was a 10-hour shift every day, and some days we work Sundays. The money was good, but I absolutely well, I didn't despise as much as the first job, but that place wasn't too good either. Although the people were a lot more enjoyable, to be honest. Some really cool dudes there. The one guy, his name was Julio. He was apparently a former professional wrestler, and he was also in a band and whatnot, so a very colorful character. And two more other guys, I don't really want to go into detail about them, because that's probably not a good idea. That's all you gotta know about that. So it's pretty much just laying in my truck, or my dad's truck, I should say. 3 in the morning, cold as hell outside. Pretty much like that for the past few months, actually, because I started in November, and January was about the time I quit that job. So my first 2 jobs, I only spent about three months each at. I disliked both, especially the first one. I was laying there. So pretty much I was laying there, and alright, I'll admit it, I was pretty depressed about this time. Like, I had no idea what I wanted to do, or I wanted to go. All I knew is I really did not want to work in places like these my entire life. I do not want to work in an industrial setting for the rest of my life. But here's where the second problem comes in. I also don't really want to go to college for anything. So obviously I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I was always creative in high school. Not really so much in... Matter of fact, my whole 1st through 5th grade was actually kind of a blur to me. I don't even remember what happened. I was just a boring little kid that barely did anything. Or maybe I did. I don't even remember 1st and 5th grade, to be pretty honest. But I was always in creative in high school. Kind of like a really class clown, per se. I was pretty much at my breaking point, I'd say. I was pretty much just, well, maybe not crying every day. Every other week, though, I gave a good tear. But when I bought my sister some CDs for Christmas, and she usually just, you know, put them on her MP3 player, which is easy. Well, actually, I got the Amazon. Bought them on Amazon. If you buy CDs on Amazon, you actually sometime, or most of the time, actually get the MP3 version free. So I recommend that. That's a little plug for Amazon, even though they don't really need a plug. They definitely do not need a plug. But anyway, bought my sister some CDs. I didn't really know what to buy her, so I just, the only band I really knew she listened to was Panic at the Disco. So I bought her all of their albums, pretty much, and I took one to work with me, like one at a time, started listening to them, and I got to the album Pretty Odd, and the music on there was so beautiful that at the moment that I heard the song Northern Downpour, I pretty much knew that I wanted to make music as beautiful as that. And at that pretty much around that time, I came to the realization that music was following me my entire life. I mean, I always enjoyed listening to the soundtracks in video games. I mean, that's some of the main reasons why I enjoy certain games. This beautiful soundtracks. Not even just like the and I'm not even talking about just the licensed music either. I'm talking about the scores and licensed music, pretty much both. Like, video games have gotten me into music that I didn't know I would have enjoyed otherwise, and it has some amazing scores and certain others that I actually downloaded the score for Bully because I like the score for that game so much. It was just, it's not like the best score ever, but I just thoroughly enjoy listening to it. It's just so fun, and it fits the theme of the game perfectly, and it's so like a catchy, like fun to listen to soundtrack. So pretty much everything fell into place right there. I wanted to become a comedian, like I thought before that. Maybe I could try becoming a comedian, but I really knew in the back of my mind that I kind of didn't as much, but I really didn't know where to go. And the thing about it is a few years ago, before this, like when I was 12, I actually started taking piano lessons because my uncle offered it to me, and I also got a guitar. Actually, got a guitar from like the arcade, like at this amusement park that has an arcade in it, and I worked getting enough tickets to get the guitar, and I eventually got the guitar. So, and my uncle got me a keyboard for the one Christmas, and we always had a piano in our house. So, and I always loved listening to music. Growing up, my dad would sing to me from time to time, Led Zeppelin and stuff. He would sing along to it, and we'd listen to it each other. I remember laying in bed with him in the dark, just listening to Black Sabbath, like Ozzy Osbourne, kind of like Changes and whatnot, those sad songs. And I always enjoyed music, and like a few years before this, I wanted to try learning the guitar like a while ago. But during my piano lessons, which I started with piano and I was going to move to guitar, not only I didn't really like my teacher that much. Like he wasn't a bad teacher, but I personally did not enjoy learning from him. So I was gonna quit, but my uncle was diagnosed, well, he probably knew it for a while, but he was dying of cancer, so he died anyway. So I didn't really have anybody to take me to my piano lessons, which it was a year after I quit, but it probably would have made me have to quit anyway. But now, and it's almost a year since I started taking piano lessons again, and I'm making pretty good progress. And hopefully I'll be able to start taking guitar lessons soon. I've seen some really sweet amplifiers online that are pretty, you could get I'm looking for a 4x12 Marshall. I'm not really going for a tube amp. It's a solid state amp. It's about $800, so I'm probably going to drop some money on that equipment before I start lessons. And maybe I'll get a better brand new guitar, maybe because I've seen around $800, $900 Gibson Les Paul. I don't have a Les Paul right now. I have a Stratocaster. I almost said Telecaster, but Stratocaster. It's not a Fender. It is the one from the amusement park arcade. It's from a brand called Crescent, which is barely known. It's a really cheap guitar, but it sounds okay. Like I'll probably use that. I'll probably give it a little restoration because the jack for it is broken, kinda. Like you gotta wiggle it to get it to work, but I'll probably fix that. Soldering's not too hard. Just gotta solder the wires. And still got my keyboard and my piano, and I'm practicing that, and I'm learning. I'm having fun because my uncle is actually teaching. Like my other uncle, my uncle Tony, is a music teacher, and he's teaching me piano lessons. He's a way better teacher than my last teacher, and hopefully one day, like I'm writing music. Right now, like I write lyrics because I'm at a new job right now. I'm actually laid off at the moment, but they'll be calling me back sooner or later. But I always write lyrics on my breaks and sometimes at home. I'm actually writing a score for one of the lyrics. It's called Maskless Masquerade. I'm not going to go into too many details about that. Unless you want to know, then ask it in the comments. Nothing. So everything's going pretty good, to be honest. So why I wanted to make this video is not only what I want to tell you what I'm trying to do with my life, but I also wanted to let you know that it's sometimes tough knowing what you want to do with your life. And if you don't, then trust me, someday you probably will. It'll probably all fall into place. You'll probably get a sign from somewhere or something, someone. Just keep going at it. Just keep pumping. Just keep pumping where you are. And if you think you know what you want to do, just go for it. And maybe one day you'll decide that it's not really what you to do, but that's okay. It's not really wasting time if you enjoy the experience going after it. And someday you'll eventually probably find the thing you want to do with your life. I mean, my dad didn't even want to go to college or anything. He just wanted to work. And personally, I don't really want to work in a factory all my life, like pretty much all my family members have done in the past generations. I really do not want to do that, and perfectly honest, I really want to try and make it someday. Like my friend Drew, he wants to make it as a rapper, so we're both technically trying to get into the music game. I don't really want to be a rapper. I more want to be like a rock star, make maybe like punk rock or pop punk or something like that. Probably gonna branch out a little bit because some of my favorite bands since my musical renaissance last year, where I started listening to all these bands I've missed since I was little. I grew up around like when these bands were in their prime, but I never listened to them because I don't even know why. I don't know why I never I guess I didn't really like it, but like I never actually gave them a chance. Like I always liked the few Green Day songs I've liked, but I never actually listened to the rest of their album until I finally did, and I love their albums. I love American Idiot. I love all their albums, to be honest. Every single album they have, not just Green Day, Panic at the Disco, and all the other ones, and some bands that aren't even that popular at all or yet that I listen to that are pretty good. So hopefully one day I'll be good enough to maybe make it as a musician. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I kind of hope it is going to happen. But all I gotta do is try and work hard, work the best I can. Maybe I'll be able to do it someday. So that's all you gotta do. If you're listening and you need some inspiration, I hope that gave you some inspiration. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I will see you next week with another video. Thank you, and wish me luck on this adventure of life. Thank you. Have a nice day. Teddy Bear Stud. Squeezing out. Probably should play a riff or something, just to like. I don't really have anything made up to end it with. I don't really know how to end it. I don't want to play anything I've learned. Kind of want to make something, but I don't really know what to make. This outro is taking way too long. Alright, bye. No music. No music this time. Maybe in the future. Alright, bye. Bye.
Down to Op 4 is securing the container. They've ceased attempting to secure the container. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Thank you.